offering you over 450 live events across all 27 varsity sports.
It will be a complete lineup of original programming. We go behind the scenes, inside the programs of all 15 schools.
We got a great show for you coming up over the next 2 hours, but we're going to kick it out here with this great crew for you into our brand new studio.
Let's go!
Well, that looks like a lot of fun out there. I'm Commissioner John Swafford, and welcome inside the new home of ACC Network. We're so thrilled to get started. Let's go!
Let's go! Come on, Commish. Let's do it. Come on.
You can watch what happens in your life, and you go back to the things that meant the most to you.
You can feel it in the air, you feel it in your bones.
Cherish each moment for the good of my fast.
This place is different. Can't quite explain it.
Not a collection of campuses, a set of values.
To me, it's three things: where you started, where you are, and where you're going to be.
Knowledge is power. Effort breeds success. Unity is strength.
My love is stronger than yours. It's stronger than yours. It's stronger than yours.
For 66 years, these principles have provided the foundation for records to be broken.
Get out there and play Florida State baseball.
Rivalries to grow. And legacies to be made. In arenas of all kinds.
Good evening, I'm Ken Tromble, and this is Nightline.
They arrive with promise.
KRZYCEWS.
They leave as proof. Ham, Palmer, Prime Time, Jordan. Heisman winners.
Boston College.
Lamar Jackson, University of Louisville.
First round draft picks.
Zion Williamson.
World Cup victors. National champions. And excellence in sports is paralleled by every other pursuit. Presidents, Nobel Prize recipients, and space voyagers.
We move through the world like shooting stars across the sky.
The ACC's preeminence is real. Not a concept, but a community.
I love every minute I spent at Roof.
Connected.
If you smell what the canes are cooking.
From the open fields of Tobacco Road to the top of a golden dome. Many colors. One home. One place to see it all.
There's only two colors, garnet and gold.
It's a Canes thing. They won't understand.
We are the Fighting Irish.
Go Eagles. Go Tigers. Go Deep.
A root for Carolina over Duke. Please.
Let's go Panthers!
Welcome to ACC Network.
That was an awesome way to start the show. This is pretty cool, too. I'm Dallin Cuff here with the 6 national championship trophies ACC teams won last year, including Clemson's football team who won the national championship trophy presented by Dr. Pepper. We're going to talk to 4 ACC legends now that know quite a bit about taking home hardware as an individual and with their squad. Ralph Sampson, maybe the most dominant big man in the history of college basketball, 3-time National Player of the Year. Charlie Ward did it on the hardwood and on the gridiron. Heisman Trophy, national champ with football, 3 times went to the NCAA tournament with his basketball team. Kristine Lilly did nothing but win. 4 years at UNC, 4 national championships, as well as 2 World Cups. And last but definitely not least, Christian Laettner. 4 years, 4 Final Fours. He won 2 of them, and in 1992, he was the National Player of the Year. And of course, he was the author of one of the most iconic plays in college basketball history. Elite 8, 92, 2.1 seconds left, knocks down the shot to beat Kentucky. They went on to win the national championship that year. One of the most accomplished players in the history of college basketball. Christian, thank you so much for joining us. First thing I want to ask you is, when people think about college basketball and think about Duke basketball, you come to mind a lot. You come to mind as part of the ACC. But when you think of the ACC and ACC basketball, what pops into your head?
They do. If they do, they got to be really old. I don't know if today's generation might, equate me with ACC basketball because I played so long ago, or I feel like I played so long ago. But when I think of ACC basketball, I still think of it as the premier league, the premier conference in all of college basketball. I was choosing on where to go to college in 1988. That was a long time ago. And the ACC was where I wanted to go. I was able to take 5 official visits, when you're a senior in high school, and I only took 3, and they all were to ACC schools, Duke, Carolina, and Virginia. So obviously you could see that I thought it was the best conference.
It seems that way year in and year out. Obviously, UVA the champion right now. Christian, thank you so much for your time. We'll see you a little bit later in the show, but now, over to Jordan.
3-time National Player of the Year, the first pick in the NBA draft in 1983, and he will be the Rookie of the Year that next season. That's right, it's Ralph Sampson involved in it right there. It's great to have you in the building right now. Look, Ralph, a lot of people would say the pride of the Cavs is the greatest player in the history of the ACC. So knowing that, and that's up for debate, obviously, but I would totally respect that. Who would you say is the best player in the history of the ACC?
Well, I'm always confident in myself. So beside myself, you would think that the ACC is the best basketball conference in the world. And you got to go back to the David Thompson era, to the era now. But my top 5 would be David Thompson, myself. You got to throw Michael Jordan and Phil Ford in. I played with him in the NBA as well. Great, great point guard. And then the small forward is up in there. You got James Worthy, Larry Nance, Buck Williams, Albert King. You go on and on. Every school had a great small forward. But I think David Thompson's the best.
David Thompson, there's your answer, everybody. Can't argue with him. He's a great. Well, Ralph, you're not going anywhere, though, right?
I'm hanging with you. I'm good.
All right, we're hanging. So is Kelsey. Let's send it over to her.
All right, next up, he is a Heisman Trophy winner, a national champion with the FSU football team. Charlie Ward is with us now. When you think back to your time there, what are some of the memories that stand out to you the most?
Really, my junior year was something that stands out to me the most, because that was the beginning. As Coach Rick knows, I struggled mightily coming out of the gate. You always need someone to believe in you, and I'm grateful that Coach Bowden and Coach Rick believed in me. And also that junior year really propelled me into my senior year. Playing against Florida was a great memory, because we went down to the swamp. They had like a 23-game home winning streak, and we were able to go in and win that football game, which is a tough game. Then we played a tough Nebraska team, which a lot of people didn't give them credit. But we knew going in it was going to be a tough game, and it was. We were fortunate and blessed to be able to have the opportunity to win that game and win the national championship.
All right, Charlie, thank you. We will have much more on that later. But for now, Jack, we will send it over to you.
So UNC has produced some of the country's biggest soccer stars, including maybe the best of them all, Kristine Lilly, who leads all international players with 354 caps, 2-time World Cup champ, 4 for 4 during your time at UNC. That's impossible and insane. One of the more impressive resumes I've heard in my entire life. What do you think about ACC soccer has grown over the years?
It's incredible. I mean, I think the number of teams on the ACC, I can't keep up. Back in the day, it was a simple process. And I didn't think they still had footage of me playing, so that's how far it's been since that time. But I think it's amazing, and it's great. It's a competitive group, and I know that our biggest competitor is always Duke, so I know that those are the biggest rivals for the UNC girls.
So you have your daughters here. We'll be back to you later in the show. We have this whole 2-hour show going on. We really appreciate you being here for the launch.
Thank you.
And how about this? We got women's soccer games already in action. This is 6 control rooms producing their own games. This is so cool. We'll bring you some highlights coming up in a bit. And also coming up later in the show, nothing but championships. Dabo, Tony Bennett, Roy, Coach K, Kristine Lilly, all champions coming up on the show in just a few minutes. And a week from today, we kick off Georgia Tech against Clemson, the defending champs, exclusively on ACC Network.
Spending your days